Greetings, brothers and sisters. Hello and welcome back to Witches of the Moon. I'm Eva Maria. I'm usually your Monday hostess, but life has been absolutely insane. So I forgot completely to post a video on Monday. Just totally didn't even think of it. My focus has been very much elsewhere. And that aside, I decided to not let life and mistakes dissuade me from coming back for this discussion for season 7, week 4. This week, as you know by now, we've been discussing Magick and Retribution. Let me get more comfortable. Okay. One thing I think that is good is that I haven't had a chance to watch anyone's videos this week. Like I said, my focus has been elsewhere. It just hasn't happened. So, being that I haven't watched anyone else's videos, I can speak freely my own thoughts, on this topic, and that's a good thing, I think. It's a really good thing. I won't have any preconceived notions, and I won't be speaking someone else's words, or maybe, someone else's ideas inadvertently. So, yeah. Well, that aside, Magick and Retribution, what do I think about it? I have mixed feelings about it, honestly. There's a part of me that feels like, why waste energy on hurting someone because they've done something, that has either pissed you off, hurt you, whatever, Why bother putting the effort in? There's that part of me. Then there's another part of me that's like, you get what you get, not you, the target, of course, they get what they get. But there's something really odd that sometimes I find myself feeling, and I don't know if any of you have ever had this. I don't know if you've ever been so angry at someone that you did truly want to curse them, and maybe you truly did curse them, but then a little later you felt that you didn't want to curse them anymore. What then? That's something I think worth a thought. Sometimes maybe it's in fleeting moments that we hurl curses at others, but maybe it's hurt that leads us to do so in certain cases. Or maybe it's, again, that fleeting moment of anger, that sometimes we just can't see beyond. I'm not going to sit here and tell you there are wrongs or rights. Can you see my booty? Oh my god, I better watch out my nipples. I do not want to be flashing my nipples all over YouTube. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that there are rights and wrongs to life or to Magick, because morals and ethics, I think, to a certain, well, not even to a certain degree, honestly, they're kind of bound up in a lot of sociology, and a lot of subjectivity. So when one person approaches another and says this or that is right or this or that is wrong, I mean, how can anybody really take that seriously? Because it depends on in what context. And the context depends upon a lot of things, a lot of factors, your society, how you were raised, what your life is like, what's going on, like so many factors, so many things. But what I'm saying is, yeah, again, like, I can't tell you what's right or wrong, and I can't tell you when to curse somebody and when not to curse somebody, or how. Well, I can tell you how, but maybe that's not this video. That's, explore. You'll find plenty of ways. People will tell you how. But, what I said before about sometimes, I don't know if all of you have had this, but I've had this. There are times that I have cursed people in a moment, and then I turned around and felt like I didn't feel that way anymore later. And so I guess I would say maybe sometimes take a step back before you actually let fly. And I try to say this, and I don't always take my own advice, because you know what? People are good at that. People are good at not taking their own advice. At least sometimes, many times, we're good at not taking our own advice. But when it comes to magic and retribution, I do think objectivity is a good thing. I'm not a personal believer in the rule of three. Once upon a time I was, a long time ago, when I was like a teenager, when I was first getting into magical practice, when I sort of subscribed more to beliefs at the time that were very in line with the Wiccan paradigm. But now, I don't see things that way. I see life and magic and everything, energy, everything. Everything you can think of. It's all, in my view, and you can disagree with me if you feel that you need to or want to, it's all, in my view, cause and effect. You create an action. It's the splash that sends the ripples out into the world. Well, when you throw a stone into a body of water, when you create that first break in the surface, ripples do happen, The cause is the stone, the ripples are the effect. So, what I'm trying to say is, if you're going to hurl something in retribution, maybe give it a little bit of thought. Is that what you really want to do? Son of a bitch! Hello? Hello? Damn it. God. Sorry about that. Well, yeah, is that what you really want to do? And I can't answer that question for you. Nobody really can. Only you can answer that question for you. And in the moment, if you're really heated, you're going to be like, yes, I want to do this. I want to ruin their life. I want them to die. I want everything to be the worst ever. Ah. But, even if you're feeling that way overall, maybe waiting a few, whether it be minutes, whether it be hours, whether it be days, if you wait a little bit, you maybe can examine, step back, absorb the situation, examine your motives, your feelings, and what you want to do from a better perspective, examine potential effects that can come out of the cause that you set loose into the world. Other than that, I'm not going to say, that I'm a saint. I'm not going to be like, oh, I've only cursed, like, a very few people, and it was for a very good cause. Maybe I've cursed some people that I shouldn't have cursed. I mean, I'm sure it's potential that we've all done that at some time. Maybe we have cursed people, or maybe we have not cursed people that so had it coming. Who's to say, and shit happens. It's a thing. That's all I guess I can really sort of sum it up to in a nutshell. It's a thing. If it's your bag, it's your bag. If it's not your bag, there's nothing wrong with you, and vice versa. If it is your bag and you're like, don't fuck with me, or I'll do this, or whatever, you know what? Good and evil are subjective. They really are, and I can't tell you how to live your life or how to cast your magic or how to own what you create. And I can't tell you what to do with the effects that your causes manifest. All I can say is think about what you do. You know, own what you do if you're going to do it, but don't be impulsive. Whether you're going to curse somebody regardless or not, don't be impulsive. If you're impulsive, you can curse people. You later will be like, I really didn't want to curse them after all, and I kind of feel bad now. Or maybe you'll be like, oh, well, I didn't know this part of the story, so now I'm like, ooh, I shouldn't have cursed them. Or something else. Maybe it's just something else. You know, you were in a moment of anger, but you really loved that person, and you really didn't want to friggin' throw a curse at them or whatever. Sometimes even like words, you know, we say things, and it's like, oh my God, did I just say that to that person? I really love that person. I can't believe I said that evil thing. You know, the same can be with curses when you let them impulsively fly. You can hurt the wrong people sometimes. Or you can do things that you hadn't thought through, and unintended results may come about. Endless possibilities. So I'm just saying, objectivity is great. I'm not going to be the morality police, as I said before. I think pretty much these thoughts are what make up the sum of my stance on this. Personally, I curse when I feel it is appropriate, and I don't when I feel that it is not. I do also want to say that if you ever encounter yourself feeling like, or let's say you've cursed someone and you feel later like, oh my God, I didn't want to curse that person after all, or I said something or did something magically to that person and I regret it. It's not like you can't undo shit, but while you can sort of stop that intention from continuing, what you cannot do is undo what's already occurred because you let that fly in the first place. You know, if you, let's say, get mad at your mom or your best friend or like your kid, and you're like, blah, 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 and like something bad happens to that person. In the beginning of that curse taking effect, horrible things will happen. But if later on you're like, okay, I want to stop this intention in its tracks, you stop the intention, okay, well, it won't continue. But the things you already set in motion have already been set in motion, and depending what has been set in motion, there may be yet further effects coming out of the effects you set in motion already. So in other words, sometimes pulling the e-brake won't necessarily bring the car to an immediate stop. Things can continue for a while. It may continue to roll a bit, okay? Just something to keep maybe in your mental hamster wheel. But, yeah, I think I'm going to wrap up this video because I'd like to have my bath before it gets... God damn it, the text messages. Before it gets completely room temperature. Oh my God, these texts. Again, I'm sorry for forgetting Monday's video. I don't feel it's appropriate for me to list out all the things that I'm going through right now in my life, but they are very not pleasant, very stressful, very focus stealing. So I do beg your understanding with the limited information I've given you. If anything I've said here provokes thoughts in you or feelings that you'd like to share, I welcome you to put those in the comment box below, and hopefully that'll spark some discussion, you know, amongst yourselves, with the other hosts here on the channel, and hopefully if I can get to your questions and comments and feelings and whatever, hopefully I can also chime in. I really want to, but again, life has been crazy, so yeah, I'm going to wish you all blessed be Lashe, and until next time, until next week, you all stay awesome, and bye-bye for now.